And remember,
Never forget this.
Luke, I am your father. Yeah.
Man, the voice changes everything. Okay. Ready when you are.
Ready.
Hello and welcome to Basements, Faults, and Catapults. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron.
And I'm Trevor.
And here we're going to be looking at games, genres, and the things that we enjoy in gaming.
And to do that, we normally randomly select a genre each episode, but today is going to be a special episode.
Exactly, and normally we give a brief rundown of the genre.
And then we normally select two games. One of these games is something we want to catapult into glory, while the other is cast into the fault lines, riddling our basement layer. The catch, and what we always hope will be the fun part, is that neither of us will have played, or at least played heavily, the titles the other has selected.
Yeah. And again, normally we take those titles, the best, the worst, we divide them up. One of us gets good, one of us gets bad. We play it for about an hour, we meet back up and chat.
That's where we give our own opinions of the other's game, celebrate where we agree, and refrain from murdering each other where we disagree. After all, not everyone can have a perfect opinion.
And normally, that's it. We hope that you'll join us, listen in, maybe be inspired to try a few titles along the way. Or, let us know exactly why our opinions are trash.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, if at first you don't succeed, release it into early access.
Early access games.
Well, welcome to episode 40, Aaron.
Yeah, happy 40.
Happy 40. We realized that it's been a year since we started recording.
A year, which is huge for us. A lot of podcasts never make it this far. So we're really grateful that we've been able to do this together for as long as we have. And we look forward to many more.
Yes, I agree. And it's been a lot of fun. And this is being episode 40. Every 10th episode, we do whatever we want.
Yeah, and we're going to have to write a new intro script for our 48th, our 40 episodes. We'll get on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do whatever we want. So we've done things in the past, like we've played a very cool modded version of Star Trek Armada.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I think it's called Fleet Ops. We've done Supreme Commander and things like that. And today we're looking forward to a very special enjoyment of Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Yeah,
I've never played Tiny Tina's Wonderland. It's been on my list for a while.
And I have with my Tiny Tina's experience has been, I've played the first 4 hours.
Okay.
8 times.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Was that because you had people you were playing with?
Yeah, I'll play with somebody and then, we stop playing and I don't pick it back up.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah, well.
That's like how Diablo has been happening. Diablo 4. I played a lot of Diablo 3, but Diablo 4 I bought it to play with people.
Yeah.
And then we all got busy, took different jobs or were out of town or whatever, and never really got back to playing.
Diablo, especially right now for me, it's a seasonal game. Like when the new season launches, I pick it back up, I play, I go hard on the season, and then once I've accomplished what I want to accomplish in that season, I'm done. I don't play it again.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's like I want to change the name to Diablos. I just,
you're just not feeling it anymore.
It's the same game, guys. It's not fun anymore. I was really hoping at one point, because the Diablo IP is so cool. It has so much cool stuff and so much lore.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm like, give me a multiplayer Diablo RPG.
Yeah.
That's like a Skyrim or like something first person where I have to actually be in the hordes. And you know what? I don't care. Make a VR option for it or something. Let me be in the gates of hell, fighting the demons and the hellfire, breathing from Beelzebub. I don't know. There's so much more they could do with it, but they just sit on their laurels. There was supposed to be a StarCraft MMO at one point.
Oh God,
right? And that never happened.
There was also supposed to be a really cool StarCraft first-person shooter based around Nova.
Yeah.
From the Terran faction. It was called I want to say the working title was Ghost.
Yeah, and the funny thing, I think you're right, and I think the funny thing is if Star Trek Voyager could do a first-person shooter, why can't Blizzard?
Elite Force is baller.
Elite Force is probably one of the best first-person shooters that I've played. It's
so
up there.
Good.
It's totally good, and definitely the best Star Trek shooter that was ever made.
Yeah.
Oh no, Aaron, my game is ready to play.
Oh, so is mine.
Right on.
All right.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Let's see. What is the stork page say for Tiny Tina?
Tiny Tina.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Wonderland.
That's an expensive game, Aaron. It's $79.99
I
Canadian.
know. I bought it on
Canadian.
sale, so I can't believe you pulled the trigger on it.
You know, it's Gearbox. I love Gearbox.
I used to love Gearbox.
I feel like they do some cool stuff. I really love the CG cell shading.
The last time they did something cool was Borderlands 2. Like,
Yeah, Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3.
you like Borderlands?
I like
3?
Borderlands 3. Yeah. See, I never played 2. I only played 3. But I lost interest about 22 hours in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first Borderlands, I played the absolute out of.
Yeah,
I beat it. I beat it backwards and forwards. I played all the DLC. Like, I went to town on Borderlands. Borderlands 2, I played a lot too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I played a lot of Borderlands 2.
The movie didn't do so well.
The movie was trash.
No. So
The
Tiny
movie-
Tina's Wonderlands is a kind of a... Yeah, it's in the same world as Borderlands kind of deal, isn't it?
Yeah, again, the theory on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is there's, in the Borderlands universe, there is an RPG, tabletop RPG game like Dungeons and Dragons. Only this one, I believe, is called Bunkers and Busters.
Yeah, and like Tiny Tina.
Tiny Tina is a game master.
Yeah,
and
she's the DM.
She's DMing a game, and you all are playing with her.
Dungeon Master.
Yeah,
Master.
And
Master.
It's fun in that regard.
Yeah.
So I am going to go ahead and add you to the game. There you are. You're
Sweet.
offline, by the by.
Yeah, I will jump on in 2 seconds. So yeah, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Embark on an epic adventure full of whimsy, wonder, and high-powered weaponry. Roll your own multi-class hero, then shoot, loot, slash, and cast on a quest to stop the Dragon Lord.
The Dragon
Lord. So yeah, it's kind of multiplayer. It's they tout it as an unpredictable fantasy world. Aaron says there's a lot of comedy in it, and I love games with comedy. So minimum requirements. What do we got here? Like Ryzen 2600, Radeon 590, NVIDIA 1060. Yeah, we should be good.
We're good.
We should be good. All right, so let's make our 3090 scream here a little bit, and let's load up some game.
Hey, all right.
So yeah, I guess we'll play for an hour, and then we'll come back, and maybe we'll determine whether or not I manage to get into this game and play more of it, or if it goes in the refund list.
No,
I doubt it. I doubt it. I rarely refund games, but
I have been known to refund, but like,
I refund it if it's bad.
yeah, but it's gotta be bad.
It's gotta be bad.
I am online, so that's good.
All right, I am Gearbox.
Are you online or are you offline?
I'm just trying to get into my Steam overlay.
Oh, yeah, you gotta wait for the shaders to optimize.
The shaders have to optimize.
Take some time, get comfy, because the shaders.
I gotta optimize. This is the one thing that I can't stand with Gearbox is how long it takes to optimize shaders. I've got 16 cores and 32 threads.
I'm a big boy.
I've got a 3090 with 24 gigs of VRAM. Just optimize those shaders for me in like 2 seconds. Just give me like 2 seconds, okay? So I can't join your game until after my shaders are optimized.
Yeah. But that's okay, because as soon as you get in, I can just add you to game.
I like it.
Like, I can just add you as a group here.
Well,
it still says you're offline, by the by.
Well, no, I should be online now. All right. Well, hey, we're going to play for an hour. We'll loop back and we'll see how
it all
Tiny
looks.
Tina's Wonderland is.
All right. Setting the timer.
See you on the other side.
Locked in. See you on the other side, team.
Welcome back. We've been playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Yeah, it's been a blast, actually. We've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I like how what they did with the style, man. The fact that it's like it's a game, but it's kind of being played out in a tabletop way, but it's also a first-person shooter, and it's kind of confusing, actually.
It's super meta.
It's so meta.
Super meta. I genuinely do enjoy it. It's a fun game. The Borderlands green numbers go brrr, right?
Yeah. I think the game kind of reminded me a lot about the problem that I have with looters.
Yeah.
Is that there's all this loot and it's kind of trash. And here's the thing. I'm a loot goblin. I
pick it all up.
No, I love games where I just like gather a ton of loot, like Skyrim. I
Skyrim!
had a room full of skulls
I had a room full of brooms.
when Hearth and Home came out.
Yeah, Hearth and Home.
Right? And I had a room full of skulls. I had a room full of gems. I had a room full of like whatever I could steal. I had it.
For Hearth and Home specifically, I remember just parking my character in front of like a clay harvest point, and then I went off and did something else for like an hour.
Yeah. And so like I love hoarding and being a loot goblin. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why I need an interior designer to help me with my home. But you kind of look at the drops and you just kind of abandon most of them because they're kind of junk.
Yeah, grays you don't touch.
Yeah.
Greens you'll look at. Blues
Yeah.
and purples you'll grab.
Yeah. It kind of makes me sometimes feel like, what's the point of all this extra garbage loot? And I'm just gonna throw this out there, but maybe there's an option where it's just like auto destroy. Don't even show me the loot. Just either destroy it or re-roll it if it's gray, because I'm not gonna pick it up. Yeah, I don't know. But I love looters. One of my favorite genres is like the looter games where you're just like Diablo, where you're just like, I'm going for some loot. They dropped some gold. I'm super happy about the gold they drop. I'm going to duplicate the gold with the dupe glitch. And then I'm going to go to the cow world with Wart's leg or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. What appeals to you with Tiny Tina's Wonderland?
So what I've always loved about the Borderlands games, and it's not the combat is crisp, but like it's a good tight shooter game, right?
Yeah.
And I've loved that about Borderlands. But what I've loved about Borderlands from the very first game has been the humor and the sort of irreverence they come to with. Like it, admittedly, it can get old, right? Like eventually, breaking the fourth wall and meta commentary gets boring, right?
Yeah, totally.
But Borderlands has, for me anyway, successfully managed to weave the line where it's just irreverent enough, but it takes itself, and this is key, it is dead serious every time. Like it is not side-eyeing the camera.
Yeah.
Right? It is full on delivering the line.
Yeah. And
it knows and you know what it's saying, but it is delivering the line 100% straight.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't break kayfab.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's so I played a lot of Borderlands 3 like at 22 hours or so. When kind of around when that came out. And I kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed like getting new weapons and the range of weapons that there were and the different ways there were to kind of strategically destroy. Like I got this one gun that created like little artificial sun in it, but it moved very slowly, but it wiped out anything within 5 meters of it, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, what a cool weapon. So I like used that weapon to like just like totally rickroll the entire game up to a certain point, and then that weapon became useless. The strategy of using that weapon was no longer good.
Which I appreciate also about Borderlands, like that evolution of the character and the forcing of you to sort of evolve and change your style of play based on the weapon you have.
Yeah. And so I always enjoy that. And who played the character, voiced the robot in Borderlands 3?
Borderlands 3, wasn't that Pro ZD?
Might have been. Yeah, it might have been. Actually, I'm going to look that up because I loved the voicing of the robot.
It was. So. I'm pretty positive.
Borderlands 3 game robot actor.
Yeah, Sung Won Cho.
Claptrap was voiced by David Eddings in the first 4 Borderland games, so it was replaced by Jim Franda since Borderlands 2 VR.
You're talking about Claptrap. I was talking about FL4K.
Oh, okay.
The assassin robot.
Yeah, I liked Claptrap. Claptrap was fun. Yeah. But so I do enjoy Borderlands. Oh no, there's our timer. I do enjoy Borderlands. This is just kind of a different spin on it. Yeah, that's cool. So if you like Borderlands, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands probably up your alley. I like that it's a shooter. I'm a little bit feel like they got a little lazy.
No,
because they're like, you're picking a class, and I picked a melee class, but it's like, here's a bunch of guns, and I'm like, I feel, and we're only an hour in, but I feel like there's a lack of things to do with melee. Like, I really feel like, with guns, there's tons of different types of guns and ammo and different things you can do with them. But with melee, I'm kind of like, well, where's the skills? Like you play World of Warcraft. I need melee skills. I need different attacks that I can do. Different like I swing my axe and I hit the ground and a crack forms and it knocks people over or whatever. Does the game ever get any like really good or cool melee skills?
I honestly don't know. Like I said, I've only ever I've played the first 4 hours of this game.
That's about
over and over and over again.
Okay.
But I do know, and I've never played the Berserker, the Berserker. But I do know right now you just have your spinny cyclone attack.
That's it.
And then at level 7, you unlock your second class attack.
Okay.
And I don't know what that would look like.
Fair enough. Because I know, like, I always compare it back to like choosing a barbarian in Diablo.
Right. Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, I've got my attack skills and all my, but they're all skills around being a barbarian and using melee. You're not typically going to equip your barbarian with a bow and go shooting skeletons, right? So again, we're an hour in, so I'm sure there's a lot more depth to this game, and I'll definitely explore it a little further. Is there anything critical about the game that you feel? I mean, you've only played 4 hours, so it clearly hasn't drawn you in.
For me, what's the issue and why I've never gone further than that is I've always played with somebody.
Right.
And if there's one thing I hate, it's when like you and your friends say, yeah, let's play a game together. And then you come back 3 hours later and your friend's like, yeah, I'm level 95 and I've beaten the game, but don't worry. We can just I can bring the character in and we can start from where you were.
Yeah, you know who you are.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. And while I appreciate that the game does allow that, and Borderlands specifically does level scaling. So if you and I were to play together, and I'm coming in with like a level 90 character, the enemies are level 90 for me, but they're level 2 or 3 or whatever for you, right?
That's cool. Yeah,
so I do appreciate that, and I like where it's going. But there's an element of like, oh, we said we played this together. And don't take this as a dig to anybody who does that. Like, yeah, that's just the way different people approach a game.
Yeah.
So I'd like to sit down and actually do it and beat the game, right? And I probably will. Like, I enjoy it. It's a Borderlands game.
Yeah.
But it's different enough to be interesting.
Well, if you were to hit me up on a Saturday or Sunday
Steam.
And you're like, hey, I see you're on Steam. I see you too are a man of culture.
I see you too.
Then I
have nothing better to do.
Yeah. So you just send me a message and I would jump in and play a little bit of rounds. I feel like I've reached a point where I've played so many games that this style of game does kind of become repetitive to me and becomes a little boring to me. Unless there is some really good, content in between to kind of keep me going. So story content, or in this case, like they've got the jokes and the humor and, they're telling a really weird story. Tina's totally unhinged and a little bit bonkers. The male character, Rogue or whatever he is, he's like super full of himself and into himself. And then Wanda Sykes, one of my favorite actresses, and her such an iconic voice.
Oh, she has such a distinct voice.
Yeah, and she's voicing like the robot character, and so that's really awesome.
I think Andy Samberg or Adam Samberg was the Valentine.
Oh, okay, Valentine.
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg. Yeah, and I love Andy Samberg too. Although I didn't recognize his voice, so he must be putting on a voice for sure.
Yeah, like now that I've told you it's Andy Samberg, you're gonna.
I'll pick up on his
and then
cues.
you're like, oh yeah, that's Andy Samberg. Yeah, there he is.
Unless he busts out into like, because every Mother's Day needs a Mother's Night.
Yeah,
right?
No, he never busts into any
never
of
busts into any of his Lonely Island stuff.
None of his
If you've never listened to Lonely Island, they're a comedy singing troupe. It's kind of fun.
It is. It has its moments.
I like
Sushi Glory Hole.
Yeah. Yes. I also like their Michael Bolton collab where it was like,
this is the tale of
Captain Jack Sparrow.
That was good. No, if you ever watched a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. Oh yes, I watched tons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That's more of the Andy Samberg that you're going to hear in this.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to unhear it. It's yours now.
Yeah, I do quite enjoy the Brooklyn Nine-Nine and that comedy level, and it's really unfortunate that we lost the Captain Holtz actor.
Yeah, Andrew Gallagher?
Yeah, I believe so. He's I've got a T-shirt with his face on it. So yeah, no, one of my favorite shows, and because I love comedy, and I think Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I'm gonna go ahead and say like the gameplay is not that exciting.
Andre Braugher, sorry.
Oh yeah. Braugher, yeah. The gameplay is not very exciting.
Oh.
It's the same repetitive Borderlands shooter looter gameplay that you're used to. So my question always is, what do they have to offer that's different? And for me, it's like the story, the goofiness, the silliness, the characters, the voice acting, and all of the other things. Because the game, for me, is about entertainment. So yeah. Do you have anything you want to add about Tiny Tina's Wonderland?
Not really. Like, I agree with almost everything you said. Like, there's enough difference to be like, oh, this is clever. Like, there's some clever differences here, and I enjoy it. But there's just as much. Oh, this is just this again, right?
But does it ever make you feel that like maybe they're trying too hard to stretch out sequels to Borderlands?
Oh, with Gearbox Software, anybody owned by Embracer Group, really, I fully believe that there's a culture there where it's just crush them out.
Yeah.
And there's less focus on creating something new and unique. And I hope they change that, because like I said, Borderlands blew my mind.
Yeah.
Borderlands 2, I've played a lot of. Like, so it's just too bad that the culture over there is such well, you're good at Borderlands, so just do Borderlands. It's like, well, yeah, but we want to do something else. It's like, well, yeah, but we bought you to do Borderlands games, so too bad, right?
Yeah. There's a few good reviews, but even the good reviews kind of go, yeah, it's all right. Lately, it has had mixed reviews, so it's kind of that in between.
Yeah.
Over its lifespan, it had positive reviews, mostly positive reviews. But this is a game that kind of falls in the in-between, and I kind of agree with the Beeve here on Steam that says, I've been a Borderlands fan for a long time. I loved all the other entries. This is horrible.
Oh.
The characters are completely uninteresting. It's gone beyond trying to be funny, and it's just annoying now. The enemies are not fun to fight. They just run at you, and if you kite backwards, you're fine. Bosses just aren't that hard. They're just bullet sponges. And worst of all, the loot really sucks in this one.
Oh.
I'm going to finish it because I paid for it, but I'll probably never replay it again. And I don't agree with that entirely, but that highlights some of my concerns. Like, my concerns are the enemies were kind of rudimentary. They did kind of just run at you, and I'm like, well, what else is the enemy supposed to do? Like, jump around and act like a chicken?
I saw, especially with some of the archer skeletons.
Yeah,
they attempt to position themselves.
Yeah, they position themselves pretty well. I'd agree with that.
I don't know if I fully agree with they just run at you statement.
But these are like the scary. These are like the things I'm worried of. Is like he kind of says the loot kind of sucks. And I'm like, yeah, the loot's like there's a lot of loot, but only some of it is good. Like most of it I'm just leaving on the ground.
Yeah.
If I have a place to sell my loot and I can hoard my loot, like I said, I'm a loot goblin.
We're going to we haven't unlocked it yet.
Yeah.
But once we get into the main city and we finish the main city storyline there, we get access to the vendor machines. We get access to a player bank.
Can we sell loot?
Yeah, you can sell loot.
Nice. See, and that's the hard thing about only playing the game for an hour is you're kind of like, well, you gotta just be patient. Give it 5-10 hours, get in there and really experience it.
I've been a big fan of the rule of 3 for a very long time. 3 hours of a game, 3 episodes of a show, 3 chapters in a book. If it hasn't won you over by then
isn't the rule of 3 like a thing from The Craft?
Specifically, the rule of 3 is like from old Wiccan faiths.
Like Wiccan, yeah.
Yeah, so druidic. Things always come in 3s. If you're going to have good luck, you'll have good luck 3 times. If you're going to have bad luck, you're going to have bad luck 3 times. That sort of idea.
Yeah, or if someone curses you with bad luck, you'll curse them 3 times back, right? Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
The Craft wasn't a good movie, but it got a little fast and loose.
Oh, totally. They gotta do it for Hollywood, man.
Watch out for the weirdos there, girls. Hey, mister, we are the weirdos.
So yeah, there's a lot of people that just kind of are like, this game's bad. Somehow the story is worse than Borderlands 3, but let's be honest, this is kind of like they're trying to do something different with the same game mechanics, and I'm here for it. So man, What do you think about graphics and art? If you had to rate the graphics and art in this game, what would you rate it?
Graphics and art. Well, I mean, it's Borderlands, right? Some
Mhm.
people really dig that unique sort of shell shade that they do.
Yeah.
Some people think it's stupid. But it hasn't changed since Borderlands,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
there's been they haven't gone and invested anything into the engine. It's all the same. Sometimes you can get a little more, like, I guess, involved. Like, there's more stuff happening on screen, but it's all the same stuff.
Yeah, I feel like Tiny Tina's Wonderland actually has less graphical focus than Borderlands 3 did. Borderlands 3, I feel, was pretty graphically cool. But I feel like this took a step backwards a little bit. I don't know.
Well, what's interesting to me about the graphics is that they all sit in the world. Like, they feel real.
Yeah.
For the world you live in.
Yeah.
So while I don't think they've done anything amazing, and they certainly haven't done anything new and exciting in the last 7 years, it's still serviceable. So I'm gonna give it a 5.
Wow, that's pretty low.
Yeah, listen, if you were to put Borderlands and Tiny Tina side by side,
Yeah.
and ask me to tell you which one was the newer one,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah, I think I would probably lean towards Borderlands 3, to be honest. Oh.
Mm.
Music and audio.
Music and audio, top notch.
Yeah.
Hilarious voice acting.
Yeah, it's
Great
true.
music, like the battle scenes and the sound. It's all really good. So I'm gonna give that an 8.
Nice. Yeah, it is well engineered, and I do appreciate good voice acting, and I'm sure that Wanda Sykes and Andy Samberg were not cheap to hire to voice act a game.
No, it is not.
Yeah. Gameplay. So, I kind of touched on the gameplay, my fear of it becoming repetitive. What are your thoughts on the gameplay?
Gameplay. I mean, it's a pretty standard loop. Kill, loot, kill, loot, kill, loot. Get bigger, better to loot bigger, better.
Yeah.
So in that regard, does it execute it well? And I don't know if it does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fun enough. I could see myself after 3 hours playing being very bored and needing to walk away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to get repetitive. It's not a game that you play for 12 hours straight.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be more quests, but Borderlands 2, Borderlands had those sort of side quests. So it adds enough variety to keep me intrigued, but again, not like, woo. So I'm going to go ahead and say, well, let's go ahead and give it a 6.
6.
6 and
Okay.
6.5.
6.5. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Fun. How do you feel about the fun of this game?
It is fun.
Yeah.
But again, it's a short burst fun.
Yeah.
So
I think it's reasonably fun.
yeah. So again, like a 6.5 for that, because yeah, you play for an hour, you play for 2 hours, whatever. You're having a blast, and then you're done.
That's fair.
Right?
That's totally fair. So it's averaging a 6.5. 6.5. So, Metacritic gave it 78%. Eurogamer gave it 3 out of 5. IGN gave it 8 out of 10. You've given it about 65%. Would you say this is something that you would recommend for people to play, launch it out of the catapult, or does this fall under a fault for you?
I'm afraid. Like, I enjoy it. I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
I want that to be very clear, but like, it's not enough, especially at the price point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's what, $80?
It's an $80 game. It's a AAA game.
Yeah, it's
Price-wise.
Yeah, if it's on sale, pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at $80, no, this is a fault.
Yeah, I don't feel like it feels like a AAA game. I feel like it feels like this game was released in 2022? Yeah, June 23rd, 2022 it was released by Gearbox Software. For a game that's only 3 years old, it feels like a game that's like 12 years old. Like, it feels like an old game. Yeah, it's very odd, very odd. I'm actually surprised that falls under a fault for you, but
Yeah.
I think I kind of have to go through my ratings to kind of see where I land. So graphics and art, yeah, I like the cell shading. I particularly like the cell shading of like the Dragon Ball games, the newer Dragon Ball games, like the way that they use like the anime style cell shading to make it look almost 2D, even though it's 3D. I kind of do like that. Borderlands kind of takes the 2D, or it is very 3D still, but it takes the cell shading for a really cool artistic approach to how to do the character designs, the models, the texturing. I do think though that it looks older than what I remember with Borderlands 3. It kind of looks tired. I think the game world looked okay. I think the characters look okay. I think the monsters look okay. I think the environmental stuff looks okay. But I feel like there's certain things like in the game world where I feel like they really cheaped out on textures and graphics. Now the game runs 1440p. I was getting like 90 to 120 FPS, so it's not bad by any means. But I almost feel like for what the game is graphically, it should be even higher FPS. It doesn't look that graphically demanding. Not to say it isn't. The challenge I think with using cell shading is that it makes the game look like it's lower graphics, even though it kind of still is higher graphics. Because with cell shading, you've got like lighting, shadows.
Yeah.
You still have all that stuff going on.
Absolutely.
But I feel like the skeletons artistically looked kind of bland. I feel like the weapons look kind of cool, but I was a little confused by, I'm playing a fantasy game where I'm supposed to be a berserker, but I'm shooting a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's an interesting choice, very Borderlands, but a little confusing.
I mean, and to that point, Wonderlands was made on Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah.
So, it's a good engine.
Yeah, it's a great engine. So, and the Havoc physics. Yeah.
Havoc physics.
Actually, did you read recently the 50 series cards got rid of their physics support. So if you go back and you play Borderlands 3, which uses physics in their Havoc engine, it offloads it to your CPU and you get 8 frames per second on a 5090.
What is NVIDIA doing?
Yeah, some kind of mistake there. But you can always disable physics as the option and not use it. But like, what a weird thing to just we're just not going to do physics anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, graphics and art, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I feel like they've had so many opportunities to improve what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think they really cheaped out, and because of that reason, I'm giving them a 4.5.
Oh wow, you're really slamming that.
I just, I played Borderlands 3 and I was wowed by the graphics, and I'm playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and I'm going. I feel like they cut a lot of corners in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Like they kind of said, "Hey, this is kind of a cool concept. Let's make the game and see what happens," and then charge AAA prices for it. I don't know. I just 4.5. Yeah, I wasn't really blown away by the graphics. The guns, the ammo, the way the bullets shoot, and how they look, the effects. It just kind of seemed really old. It didn't seem like they were doing anything new with it.
No, I agree. Like I said, if you put this beside Borderlands, the first one, and asked me to tell you which one was the newer game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love music and audio. I agree. I really like the voice acting. I like the humor. I love the bullet, the way the sounds go, the weapon sounds, the special you spinning your axe around and the sounds that it makes when you hit something with your axe.
It's meaty.
Yeah, it's meaty, right? So I feel like they did put a good amount of quality and time into their audio. And I don't know if they're just reusing audio from other games that they already had, but it sounded...
Well, even if they did, they have to properly link it, right?
Yeah. So it sounded good. I liked it. 8 out of 10.
There.
Gameplay, I will play this game.
Yep.
The combat feels super clunk. Borderlands 3, I felt like the weapons actually made sense when you're shooting and everything kind of felt cohesive. But in this game, for some reason, the guns didn't feel like they were shooting properly. The bullets kind of seemed to not go very fast or reach the target. And it wasn't an aim issue. It was more of it felt clunky. Aiming felt clunky. Everything in the game kind of felt clunky. And I can't quite place why. But the melee combat, which I was like, I'm going to choose a melee character. I'm the berserker, where you use ice and melee in some combination. The melee combat was really clunky. And again, I'm a melee character shooting a sniper rifle. I'm confused.
Yeah.
What's the point of building a character class if it's just just use whatever weapon you want, right? Yeah. And I get what they're trying to do with the D&D thing, and I think it's a cool mishmash. I don't think they thought it out very well. I will play more of this game, but I think the gameplay for me is a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, and that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't argue with you there.
Fun, for me, about a 6 out of 10. I did have fun. I would have to be like below a 5 to say that I didn't have fun.
Yeah,
5 is still, like I had some fun.
I had fun. There were moments.
I would say a 6 out of 10 because I had a bit of fun for sure, but I agree with you. And this makes sense to me as to why you've only played for a few hours, because the fun in this game is playing with someone else.
Oh, absolutely.
This game is not fun playing by yourself.
No.
And so I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. That puts my general rating at a 6.1. I think for the average gamer, they're not going to enjoy this game. I think from an accessibility standpoint, from somebody getting a point of entry into this genre, if this was your first Borderlands game, you would never go play another Borderlands game.
You'd be done.
You'd be done.
It's not a great Borderlands game. It's fun though.
Yeah. So
but again, yeah.
So oddly enough, I was excited because I've heard great things about the game. It's a AAA price. I was expecting good things, but my average
expecting a AAA product.
My average rating is 6.1, and I was reading something online the other day, and someone said, I hate how people do rating systems, because if it's a 5 out of 10, it's a passing score.
Yeah.
I rate Fault and Catapult not based on the score.
No, sir.
I rate it based on if I would recommend it. Catapult is my stamp of approval. I cannot give this game my stamp of approval. I wanted to. I was actually like, oh man, $79.99. This is going to be a great game. I'm going to buy it. I might.
But no.
Yeah. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like I just can't recommend it. I don't think people will find it fun. If you like kind of the looter shooter and you want to have some fun with friends, yes, then go get it. Then in that case, I say, yeah, give it a shot. But I agree, for $79.99, no. Yeah. I would downgrade. If we had another category, which maybe we'll add, we've been talking about that a little bit. I would add like a price, like a value proposition. I would have to subtract points from the general rating because of the value proposition of it being an $80 game. This is not an $80 game. It's got some high profile voice actors who fundamentally don't participate in the game at all. It's just voice and you just hear them talking. You are hearing me talk, right? I think it's a little thoughtless, and for the price, no, it's a fault. I'm sorry. I would, if we didn't have the rating system we had, I would give this a general rating of 4 out of 10.
Yep.
Because of the value not being there for $80.
No, 100%.
Right?
At the price point it's at, no, it's
for $30. I would say I'd be happy with it, and I can leave my rating at 6.1. And for $30, I'd probably still put it in a fault, though. I can't recommend it. People won't enjoy it. No. I think that you have to be a very particular kind of person to enjoy this, and you won't enjoy it by yourself. You'll enjoy it with friends. And if you do enjoy it by yourself, I'm happy for you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like, I never want someone to be like, oh, I don't like... if I don't like it, you're not allowed to like it. It's like, no, if I don't like it, I don't like it. But if you like it, I am glad you found something to enjoy in it.
Well, that is both surprising and disappointing for me. But, not every game can be perfect.
No, and neither can every opinion. Yeah. So
we've actually never played a perfect game, and I don't think we ever will.
No. Like, the closest I've ever been to perfect has been...
Doki Literature Club.
Doki Doki scared the shapoodle out of me.
Oh my goodness! I think Final Fantasy, like I've said this to you, my perfect game that I idealize in my brain. There's 2 of them.
Okay.
One is Final Fantasy VI.
Yep.
And the other is Super Metroid. I love those games. I loved them so much. But here's the thing: even with our rating system, Final Fantasy VI graphics,
not great.
4 out of 10.
Yeah, 5. I'd give it a 5.
Like 5 out of 10.
Yeah. You gotta rate it for its era.
Yeah, and okay, so for its era, it's a 7 out of 10.
Oh yeah,
right. Easily. But again, it's not a 10 out of 10.
No.
Final Fantasy VI, my fun is 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
If we had like gameplay, I kind of consider story 10 out of 10. Final Fantasy VI is great.
Yeah.
Fun is great. Gameplay is great. Music and audio is 10 out of 10. Final Fantasy VI.
That opera song bit, oh,
but the graphics and art would take it down a notch. So for me, actually, I'm gonna do this just for fun before we wrap up our episode here. I'm gonna say graphics and art for Final Fantasy VI would be 7 out of 10, music and audio 10, gameplay 10, fun 10. Final Fantasy VII for me would be a 9.3,
which is still huge, right?
That's pretty huge. Huge. My largest rating so far.
Have we had any 9 games? I think we've had a few 8s. But I don't think we've ever gone up to 9.
No, not really. Viking Warrior, general rating 0.
Yeah, I was about to say you.
Hollow Knight hit a 9 for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the music and audio was the only thing that kind of took it down. I think I was way too nice with Outpost 2, because that somehow landed at 9.
Really? Yeah, you were way too nice for Outpost 2.
I think I was too nice. I think we were early on in our recording, and I was worried about hurting your feelings. But now that I know you, I'm not worried at all.
Your game sucks.
Supreme Commander, I gave a 9.
Yeah?
And I agree with that. I still love Supreme Commander to this day. So yeah, I mean, 9 out of 10 is not out of reach, but a 10 out of 10 game. A perfect game does not exist.
Perfect game does not exist. You've heard it here first.
If you think that you know of a perfect game,
let us know.
bfcpcontact@gmail.com.
And we'll let you know why you're wrong.
Or maybe you're right, and it's a game I've never heard of
and
because
we'll
I live in a basement.
Aww.
Yes. I would love to be introduced to a perfect game, and then I would probably play it through to its entirety, and then I would retire from gaming and never game again.
Yeah, well, once you've done the perfect game, then
what's the point?
What's the point of anything else?
You can't. What's the point of pursuing anything less than perfection once you've achieved perfection?
Once you've had perfection, you're good. Stop. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us for another fun-filled episode. We love getting to these 10-episode marks. It's such a fun moment for us, so thank you for being with us for it.
Yeah, come back on episode 50. Be sure to join us because we'll be planning a streamed version of the game again. We'll do an extended session for episode 50.
Yeah,
where
we've been working behind the scenes. We got some ideas coming up, so we're excited for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, you know what they say.
Good luck.
Have fun.
Don't die. Catch you on the flip side.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao. And that's our time, and the end of our episode.
But don't feel sad it's over. Be glad it happened. From the two of us in the basement, thanks for tuning in.
Join us next time.
And feel free to send us any feedback on our socials or send us a direct email at bfcpcontact@gmail.com.
And if you're really interested in what we're doing, join us on Patreon, where we will have loads of behind-the-scenes stuff and uncut takes as more episodes are released. Patreon.com/basements, faults, and catapults.
We're always excited to hear from you because we love engagement. We look forward to our next catapult launch and hope you can join us for the ensuing chaos.
Good luck.
See you next time. You know, Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
It's fun in doses. Like, it's a fun little 5-minute or 2-hour little thing, you know?
I think it's good as you got an hour to kill, you go jump in and you play a game, right? Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
It's not bad for that.
Not too shabby. But not too good either.
Not too good. You're still good for your discount or your return.